So guys, we're going to jump right into today's makeup tutorial. First things first, if you follow me on any of my social medias, you know I'm all about skincare. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put some moisture on this face. We are going to lightly moisturize our face. Today I'm using Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel. So we're just going to take a little bit of that. And I know a lot of people like to pin their hair back while they do their makeup. I'm not really that girl because when I'm putting on makeup, I like to see how it's going to all work out. And if I have my hair down, I can see how it's all going to go. I'm also going to use some of the Mario Badescu facial skin spray. Just to give a little hydration. I tell people all the time, your makeup goes on better if your skin is well taken care of. So you always want to do skincare before you do anything else. You just kind of pat that into the skin. Because you want it to be hydrated, right? So today we're going to be using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. As y'all can see, I'm kind of almost out. I use it all the time. This is a super great primer. It does a great job at blurring the pores, as well as if you're anything like me, I am super active, and so I'm always sweating in my face. It does an amazing job of, as the title says, gripping and holding the makeup in place. So you're just going to take that and put it all over your skin. I focus in under my eyes, my nose, and around my mouth. I don't know why, but my foundation tends to I don't know if it becomes one with my skin, but I have to make sure I put primer there to make sure that it grips the makeup. So once you have your primer all over your face, this next step is a super important step, especially if you're going to be wearing makeup all day and you have a tendency, I have combination skin, so sometimes a little dry, sometimes a little oily. If you tend to shine a lot, this next step is going to help you with mattifying. It's going to help you with locking in the foundation and allowing it to be more long lasting. So I'm going to take my Laura Mercier pressed powder. I actually, they have two types. It's a translucent powder. They have medium deep, and then they have just completely translucent. But I'm going to actually use the medium deep today because clearly I have brown skin. And so I'm going to take some of the powder, and I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge, just the bottom of it. I'm going to tap it in, and I am just going to, as you can see, just press that into the skin, almost like a blotting method or blotting technique. And we're going to do that all over the face. And you're going to focus in on the areas where you tend to shine and or crease the most. So I'm going to get right in those smile lines. I'm going to definitely get in my T-zone. And once you have all of your face blotted with the translucent powder, we are going to go into the next step. Now, I know there is a great debate about eyebrows and eyeshadow first or foundation first. I say whatever floats your boat. If your next thing here is eyebrows and eyeshadow, go for it. That's not my thing. I actually think that foundation is called foundation because it is the foundation of the whole makeup look. So I typically don't start without it. So I'm gonna grab my NYX foundation brush. It's super dense and fluffy, but it gets the job done very, very well. And today I'm going to be using my Lancome Teinte Idole Ultra Wear. And I actually wear, today I'm going to wear, you know what, let's switch it up a bit. I'm going to go for a cooler look. Today I'm going to wear in the shade of 500 Sue W. So I actually buy every foundation in two different shades. Sometimes you want a warmer glow. Sometimes you want a more cool feel. So I kind of just buy two things. Also, depending on where you live, I'm from Houston, Texas, H-Town, and it gets really sunny here, and so we tend to go through about 3 different colors around the year. So you always want to keep different shades on lock. So today I'm going to be using the 500 Sue W, And I like to pump it on the back of my hand just to add some warmth to it. So skin, you know, you add it to the skin, it adds a little warmth. I use about 3 pumps. Actually, if I'm honest, I probably use about 2.5, but I pump out 3 just to make sure I don't run out. And then I'm gonna take my fingertips and I'm gonna just go all over the face, placing little small circles of foundation. And I do this because I don't want to wear too much. So if I know I see some people like pump onto their face and then they let it just like drip down, and that's cool. I mean, I think that's cute for like aesthetics. It looks cool. But just to make sure I am covering every space, but with a thin layer of foundation, I typically just like to use my finger. And like I said, I pumped 3 pumps, but as you can see, I have quite a bit still left, but it's all good. My mother always said you rather have too much than not enough. We're gonna take our brush and we are gonna start to stifle that into our skin. And so that's like a patting motion of the brush. And you're just gonna start blending that in all over the face. I like to start from the inside of my face and work my way out, just to make sure that I have complete coverage on the inside of my face, because of course the center of your face is the focal point of your face. So I like to start there. And we're just working that in all over the face. And yes, you have got to get under your chin and work your way down. Some blending there. You don't want to have one color face and one color neck. It's gonna be like, it's not gonna be a happy day, I'll tell you that. Okay, so you wanna work that in. And once you get that all over your face, including your eyelids, make sure you get your eyelids on the top as well, you guys. Once you get it all blended in, and I am wearing a lace wig, so I actually do like press my foundation into the front of my wig just for an extra blended look. Once you get it all pressed in, our next step is going to be one of my favorite steps, and that is concealer and color correcting. So basically what we're going to do, I'm going to be using today Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. It is one of my absolute top faves. I'm going to be using the shade Walnut and the shade Caramel. Caramel is a lighter shade than Walnut, and I'll show you why I use both of them when I get to the application of that. So I'm going to take the Walnut shade and I am going to apply to my face in the areas where I want highlighted. I love a good under eye highlight. Walnut offers you a little bit more of a toastier look. I don't know if you can see it well, but it's really warm, super amazing for us brown skin girls. And I'll add that underneath the eye on both sides. And let me tell you guys a tip, because when I first started doing this, I actually used to bring the concealer all the way out, because I was like, yes, honey, I want drama, I want highlight, like snatch my face. And then I found out I was actually making my face look whiter. The further out the lighting goes, the whiter it gets. So I actually started controlling it maybe about 6 or 7 months ago. I discovered that. Y'all, I've been wearing makeup for a long time, so I was late to the party. I didn't know. But I keep it towards the center of my face now, using wisdom, because as you can see, my face is round, and so we don't need anything stretching it out anymore. Alright, and we're going to place a little bit above the lip, and a little bit in the center. Once that is done, I'm going to take the shade Caramel, which I told you guys is the lighter shade, and I'm going to take this right in the corner of the eye and right underneath my waterline. Sheba, why are you doing that? It's gonna offer just a little lift in the brightening of the under eye. I know most of us, well, I won't say most, but a lot of women actually are a little bit darker under the eye than they are on the rest of their face. And so this just provides an extra brightening lift that I like to believe makes us look a little bit more youthful too. So I add that right in the corner and a small line right underneath the eye. This next step is my favorite step because this is where I let the concealer just sit on my face. Why do I do that? I do this because the longer you let the concealer sit on your face, it actually stays longer. If I start blending now, I'm gonna pretty much wipe off all the products. And what's the whole purpose of highlighting if you can't see the highlight? So we're gonna let this sit and we are gonna move to brows. So for my eyebrows, it's quarantine time, you guys. So I haven't been anywhere to get my eyebrows done. So they're just growing in this upside down smile, like a frown kind of shape, and we're gonna work it out. So I'm gonna be using my Anastasia brow kit. I'm gonna be using the Brow Wiz in combination with the brow pomade and the eyebrow gel. I know you're saying that's a lot of product, right? But stay with me. It's gonna be amazing, I promise. So we're gonna take the Brow Wiz. The Brow Wiz is super awesome because it has a spoolie on one side where you can brush the eyebrow hair, and then the actual pencil itself is on the other side. So if you're like on the go, this is perfect. Throw this in your bag and you got what you need. So I'm gonna just brush my eyebrows going upward so I can actually see what's going down. Literally, they're really going down, you guys. So we're gonna brush them up, and then we're gonna take the other side of the pencil. And what we use the pencil for is we want to actually trace and define the shape of the eyebrow that we want. Now, a lot of people like to tell me I'm blessed because I actually have an eyebrow up there, but there's this little space right here that's so many beautiful people have that creates an arch that I just didn't get. And I like to think that this is like God's way of keeping me humble. He was like, I'm gonna give you full brows, but I'm not gonna give you that arch because if I do, you won't know how to act. And so he's keeping me in line. So I actually start a little bit behind the front of my brow, and I just kind of sketch what I want. And then I actually have to draw that extra little space that I don't have. And then I just meet at the end. I do the same thing at the bottom. And then once you have it drawn out how you want, y'all see how I drew that? We're just gonna color that space in. Because if we don't, it'll be like, oh, she drew that. Once that is complete, we go to the other brow and we do the exact same thing. See, he kept me humble on this side too. It's like completely missing. And we are just going to draw. Come on, my little pencil broke, you guys. Hold on. Okay. We're gonna draw this brow. And I hear people all the time say like, if my brows are wrong, then everything about my makeup goes wrong the rest of the day. I honestly don't believe that. I believe if my highlight isn't blended well, then I might as well just wash it all off. So I am not an eyebrow champion. Then I'm going to take an angle brush and I'm gonna go into the Anastasia brow pomade. I actually use the shade Dark Brown. This is the dip brow. And I'm gonna add some product to the brush. And so that all the dimensions and filling of the brow is the same, I just take this pomade and like go over the entire brow. Just to make sure that it looks even. It looks the same from start to finish. And I do that same thing on the other side. And listen, so something that you need to know about me is that this is a lifestyle channel. This is, come on, let me introduce you. This is Spider-Man. This is my 5-year-old son. Come in the frame. And now he's acting shy, but a part of my channel, and the reason why I say that we will definitely live life together, is because I'm going to be sharing like skin tips, makeup tips, hair tips, all while being a mommy. And I'm a mommy of a toddler. And so as you can see, they just kind of do what they want to. And so I absolutely told him I was recording, but he absolutely wanted to make his debut. What is it, sir? And mommy's first. So can you find out the Spider-Mans is the question that he asked. And MJ. And so we're going to stop what we're doing. And we are going to do just that. What is wrong with the screen? Okay.
Just keep grinding.
Okay. We're clearly gonna have to say some of this. Okay. You said Spider-Man?
Yep.
Okay, can you go for it from here? No. Can you do it? Okay, now remember what I said. Can you let me finish? Don't come back. Close the door for me. Thank you. Close the door. Okay, so once we have that done, we are going to define the eyebrows with a little bit of concealer, shaping them out, cleaning them up a little bit. So I am going to take my Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. I'm going to place a little bit of that on the top of my hand. And I'm going to take my Anastasia brush. This actually came in the brow kit. This is the 18. It came in the brow kit with the rest of the things just for this. It's super flat at the end, so it gives good application of the concealer, and it makes that nice thin line that you want underneath your brow. So we're going to take that concealer and lightly trace underneath the brow. And if you're anything like me, there's like little hairs growing there that you really don't need anybody to see, so we're concealing that. You're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And once you have done that on both sides, I do clean the top of my brow, but I actually go over that with my foundation. So that same little space of foundation that I had on my hand earlier, the little bit I had left, I just take that and I define the top. And the reason why I choose to do this with foundation instead of a lighter concealer is because I just don't like all the highlighting across like my entire forehead. Like, it's a little bit much for me. I absolutely love makeup, but I kind of am on the softer side of makeup kind of girl. I know you're probably saying, girl, you have 10,000 pounds of makeup on your face. Like, you're doing a lot. This is not the softer side. But I promise you, stay tuned. It's going to be like this beautiful little soft thing happening. And that's kind of my look. I don't like to like overdo the look. So once you have your eyebrows all shaped out just the way you want them to, we are gonna take our Real Techniques, what brush is this? This is the Deluxe Concealer Brush. It's super fluffy, you guys, and super dense. It's actually amazing for blending. I actually do not apply concealer with this, but I do blend out things, whether it be eyeshadow or whether it be what you're about to see me do with my concealer. So you want to take this brush and blend out the harsh line of where you place that concealer to define the brow. So we are just blending that out into the skin. And once you get under the eye done on both sides, you will move to the top. So you get that all blended out, looking like absolutely seamless, right? Because that's what you want. You want a nice seamless look. We're gonna go over the top of the brow where we put the foundation and do that very same thing. Just kind of blend that out. And once we have above the brow and underneath the brow blended out, we are ready to blend out our concealer. So for blending out my concealer, I actually use two different things. I'm going to be using my Real Techniques sponge, as well as I'm going to be using my Real Techniques. This is a contour brush. Okay, so if you haven't discovered anything about me, I use the brush that I want to use for what I want to use it for. I don't really care what it says. I figure out the best functionality for me, and if it makes it look right, I am using it for that. And so this is a contour brush. It's a little tapered. It's super soft as well, and it is dense and firm, but it is a great blender. And so I'm going to show you a little bit something that I do different when I blend out my concealer, just to, like I said before, make sure the look is seamless. So we're going to first take our sponge. And it is damp. I actually washed it a little bit before this video, so it's still a little damp. And we are going to blend out, starting with the chin. And we get the chin, blend it in. Then we're gonna move to the forehead. And we actually need a little bit more damp. So if you wet your sponge and it's still kind of not cooperating, just take a little bit of your facial spray. Spray it twice, and you're ready to go. Alright, and we are going to just pat out the concealer on the forehead. And then we're going to move down to the nose. You want to kind of squeeze it a little bit so you can get like right down the middle of the nose. Okay, so this next step, up in the upper lip. The next step that we're going to do is I like to start at the bottom of the concealer. And the reason I do this is because that's where we want to blend out the harsh lines. Towards the top of the concealer under the eye, that's where we really want the concealer to remain. So we don't want to take off as much product. So here's my little technique to that. I aggressively pat along the bottom of the concealer, and then I lightly tap the top. So let's get into that. Blending out all along the bottom of that concealer, making sure we have no harsh line. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. And like I said, this is like an aggressive pat. So I'm like really pressing that in to make sure that I don't have any lines. And now it's time to do the top. So I do take it and squeeze it just a little bit, and I'm going to lightly press underneath the eye. Because I don't want to remove a lot of that. See that? Look at that. Same thing on the other side, because we want this concealer to remain. once you get that lightly pressed in, here's where my little brush comes in. So remember I told you guys this brush is super fluffy but dense, but it is a great blender. I'm going to take this brush and along the side of my nose, I am going to blend that harsh line out that lives there. I'm going to go around the outside edges of that concealer and blend it out there. And it's so much quicker and super cleaner than trying to blend the harsh line out with, I got concealer on my neck, you guys, with your sponge, because sometimes you can press a little bit too hard with the sponge. All kind of stuff can happen. But I literally just take that brush to blend out the edges, and now you have like a seamless highlight. We're gonna move into contour. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Cream Kit, and I am going to be using the shade of Mahogany. And my contouring technique is a little different than some too. Most people either take the contour stick itself or a foundation brush, a flat foundation brush, and they take the concealer and they draw these amazing lines like all over their face. And I think that that's awesome, and sometimes I do that depending on the type of beat I'm going for. But on an everyday basis, I like a nice soft contour. I like a nice soft highlight. I like to know if makeup is present, but I just kind of like it to blend in as one. So for my contour, I actually go in with a fluffy brush. Now this is just like $6. I think it's like a blush brush, my Eco Tools from CVS. Nothing major. I didn't go all out for this, but it gets the job done. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to dip it. Actually, that's more of a rub. Rub it into the Mahogany, and in a circular motion, I am going to move up the jawline where I want the concealer to be, all the way around to my hairline. And I just keep doing that until I have the amount of product that I want on my face. I do the same thing to the other side. Corona. My cameraman is coughing his corona. Okay. Once I have that on my face, I squeeze this same brush and I lightly go along the sides of my nose. I don't like a super contoured nose, but like I said, I just like to know everything is softly there. Once I get the cream contour blended in, I go back over with the brush I blended the highlight out with, and I bring those two things together. See how that works? Because like I said, we want a seamless look, right? Y'all gonna always see me like put stuff up like while I'm doing my makeup. When I was little, my mother used to be like, the way you keep everything clean is you cleaned up while you're doing something. And so I actually like do that, like more than just washing dishes. Okay, so once you get that on, we are going to now set our highlight. I'm going to be going in with my Sacha Cosmetics setting powder in the shade of Buttercup. And I am just going to take that same sponge that I blended the contour in with, and I'm going to press it into the powder. I'm going to tap it a few times to get the excess off. And I am going to press that directly under the eye and cheek where the highlight lived. Or lives, actually. We're going to do that again for the other eye. We're going to bring that. So I like to set in my smile lines as well to decrease the creasing of the foundation. We are going to go up the nose, the forehead, all the places where we highlighted. We're going to just put this setting powder in. Now this next step is like super hilarious to me. I call this the quick step. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this setting powder, we're gonna dip the sponge into the setting powder, And we are going to draw a line right underneath where we place that contour. That is going to define the contour and slim off the cheeks a little bit. But here's the thing, you guys. Don't let that stay on there for a long time. You gotta get that off, okay? So back in the day, I used to like a lot of like a drag look, right? And I used to be like super highlighted, bake powder, set me, put me in the oven, like all these things. But now I just, you know, like I said, I go for a softer look. So if you don't like hurry up and get that off, you guys, it's gonna be Snatch City. So I literally dust that off like as soon as I put it on. The powder I placed under the eye, I let that sit for a little while. We want to lock that in, and it's okay. Like that's a highlighting space. So we are gonna move on to eyeshadow. People ask me this all the time. Do you prime your eye for eyeshadow? Do you prime your eye for eyeshadow? Well, here's the tea on me. I'm not a majestic eyeshadow wearer, right? I wear a few colors, a few shades, maybe 2 or 3 on the lid, and I'm good to go. I've seen people put 11 shades on one eye, and it's just not my ministry. So I really don't do that. And like I said, I like a more softer look. So I prime a little bit different. I'm gonna show that to you guys. Today I'm gonna be using the Juvia's Place Warrior palette. And yes, I'm the girl who keeps the clear on top of her eyeshadow. That's me. I don't throw it away. No judgment. We're going to be using a MAC eyeshadow brush. It's the fluffy brush. This is actually the 224, I believe. Yes, the 224. I have been having this brush for years. I am, if you can't tell, I'm 37 years old. And I actually purchased this brush when I was in college. You do the math, because I'm not going to do it for you. So we're gonna take this shade Yodit. I hope I'm saying it right, but it's here in the top left corner. And I am gonna actually set or prime, whichever word you like to use, my eyelid with this shade. And so I'm just gonna like lightly rub this all over my lid to give all the other colors something to sit on top of. Now, if you are like needing to like get out of the house really quickly, you could actually put this shade on, throw some bronzer in your crease, and you're good to go. You don't have to go any steps further. But we're gonna add a little color today. So I go over the entire lid with that. And then the next color that we're gonna be using today, which is super pretty, I'm super excited about it, is the reason I wore these sleeves. Do you see the sleeves? With these awesome colors in it. We're going to be going in with, it's called Zama. I hope I'm saying this right. If I'm not, don't judge me. Just put the pronunciation in the comments below. So we're going to take a flat round eyeshadow brush. I do not know who this brush is by, you guys. I actually picked this brush up at the last minute at a beauty supply because I had left my brushes at home. And when I tell you, when you're trying to apply a lot of eyeshadow and place it into a specific position, this brush is like perfect for it. It's rounded off at the top, so it literally goes right into the space. Like, you see that? Look, that's perfect, right? There's the crease, there's the waterline right there. So I'm gonna take this and rub it into that color, that beautiful burnt orange color. And we are going to place this color right on top of our eye. Look at how awesome that looks. And because of the shape, you can literally like go exactly where you need to go, like without getting in the way of anything else, right? So we're gonna place this color right in the middle of our eyelid. Super fabulous. Kudos to Juvia's Place. This color is like amazing. And no shade to any other shade, but I feel like this shade works for a brown shade. We're just gonna place that in the center of the eye. We're gonna go back in with our 224 by MAC, and there's a shade right here on the top called Kafuru. It's a deeper brown. It almost has like a a mahogany kind of tone to it. We're going to lightly brush over that, and we are going to dust right in our crease, blending out the orange that I'm saying orange, but y'all know the name I just told y'all, that we just put on there, and taking it out to the side. We're going to do the same thing for the other eye. It looks so nice and warm. Am I the only one, like when you're doing eyeshadow on your crease, you kind of get like hypnotized and you're just like going back and forth, but it's like, girl, wake up, go to the next thing. And so yeah, I'm gonna wake up and go to the next thing. So we're gonna take a little bit of the yoded color that we put on first on the base, and just to blend out where we added the color in the concealer, we're gonna just go right above that. Cause what do we like? We like seamless. Yes. So we're just gonna go right above that to make sure that there are no harsh lines there either. And we're gonna go back in with our flat eyeshadow brush and just touch up that middle color. Awesome. And remember I told you guys, like, I'm like a couple of colors kind of eyeshadow girl. Like, first of all, my eyelids aren't even really that big to be just decorating them for days. The last thing that we're going to do, we're going to take this same 224 and we're going to go into this Jamada. No, change your mind. We're going to go into the Walzana. We're just going to take a little bit and we're going to go right on the edge of the eye and just kind of smoke it out just a little bit. So you don't want to go all the way into the crease. Just want to kind of get right there on the edge. How come when you put things on your eye, what makes your mouth just automatically go open like this? Like, I don't know if it feels good. I don't know what that's about, but it happens to me all the time. It's not just mascara that makes your mouth open, you guys. It's eyeshadow too. If the blending is good, I guess you have a moment. I don't know. There comes the toddler. Yes, my son. Yes, Spider-Man. Well, anybody else is a stranger. Oh, sorry, Peter Parker. And you guys, we are gonna take, this is my favorite step, by the way. We're gonna take a little bit of this Morphe Illuminating Highlighting Powder in the color Spark. And we are gonna take a small blending brush, if I can just find it. Here we go. We're gonna take a small brush. This is not the brush I'm looking for. All right, here we are. And we're gonna dip that right into that Spark. And we're gonna add it right in the corner of our eye, just for a little pop. Isn't that like amazing? That's like everything we needed, right? We're gonna go back with the blender, blend that little highlighter out. And another thing you guys are gonna find out about me, I'm always like going over things like just a little bit more all the time. I am the queen of double back. So I'm gonna double back. And we're gonna get that all blended out. I'm adding in just a little bit of yoded. Y'all know that's what we put on the foundation of the eyelids to begin with. And you guys, eyeshadow is complete. So now we're gonna take our Real Techniques brush and dust off our powder that we were setting in our concealer with. Dust off the nose, under the other eye. now I get inboxes, or I get like text messages or stopped all the time about eyelashes. People are always asking me like, or telling me, I have such a hard time with eyelashes. I can never get them on. I can never get them in the right place. I can never get them to stay on. Like, how do you do it? Because you guys, I love lashes. Not only do I love lashes, but I love big lashes. And so I am going to show you guys how I get an easy application and how I get them to stay all day. I'm going to be wearing, I like a dramatic lash. Did I say that already? So today I'm going to wear, let's see, I have these beautiful eyelashes that were sent to me by Deanna's Beauty Boutique. They are absolutely amazing, you guys. I'm just going to show you like some of them. Look at that. Drama lashes. Not just lash, but lashes. There is a difference between a lash and a lash. And your girl wears lashes. I love them so much. And so today I think I'm going to wear the L10. We're gonna go for the L10. Nice, right? And I use the Super Hold Eyelash Adhesive. This is by iEnvy. And I use the clear adhesive, but every once in a while I double back. Remember I told y'all I'm that kind of girl with the black, just in case. But we are going to apply glue to our lashes now. We're not going to apply them now, but we are going to apply the glue now. And the reason you want to do that is because you can apply them easier if the glue has dried down some. So we're going to take our glue. And please, when applying the glue and you put them back down, make sure you remember which one's the right and which one's the left. Because you're going to be a little off if you don't. So we're going to apply our glue to the lash. Like so, like that. Do y'all like Tabitha? Miss Tabitha? She always says like so, like that. I'm not biting. I'm just admiring, right? And so we're going to take the glue. And I add glue, okay? Like, don't be stingy with the glue. You need the lash to stay all day. People ask why I use this brand. I know everybody's like a big fan of like Duo. I don't use Duo because I've had horrible experiences with Duo. Have you ever been like on Instagram, maybe on Sunday, and you've seen like your favorite worship leader with their eyelashes and a napkin in their Insta story? They probably use Duo. I don't care how many times Duo writes on their package that it's water resistant. That's not true. They're lying. And so my experience with Duo, I sweat. I lead worship on Sunday at about 3 or 4 services every Sunday. And I sweat really bad, as well as, you know, I'm not a dancer, shouter type of girl, but I cry. And so I have to keep my lashes on, and I don't have time to like reapply between services. And so this is the glue that actually works best for me, whether I cry, whether I sweat. When I come home from a long Sunday, they are still on my eye. So that's one of the tricks to lashes, you guys. Put the glue on first, let them sit to the side and dry down. The next trick is we are going to, y'all remember in school when we used to color, they used to tell you to trace the lines first and then color on the inside. What we are about to do now is trace the space where we want the eyelash to go. So I'm going to be going in with my L'Oreal Infallible Gel Line in Black is Black. Gel liner in Black is Black. With an angle flat brush. And I am going to trace a small fine line right above my waterline, my eyelash line, on where I want the eyelash to be placed. Super thin. This is a guide map for my eyelash, you guys. I'm not, remember I told you I'm not super dramatic anymore. I will give that disclaimer. And so I'm not like super big on like the wing liner and all of that. I do a little bit of curl at the end and I go about my business. I feel like feel like my lash does enough. Like, I'm gonna put on this like super bomb eyelash. It's gonna be dramatic, and so I just feel like I don't have to like partner that with like super dramatic eyeliner. I could just keep the eyeliner chill and put the lash on. So once you do that, we're gonna of course put a little mascara on our own lashes. We're gonna go in. I am simply using an oldie but goodie. This is Maybelline Great Lash in Black is Black. Nothing fancy. My eyelashes, I'm just trying to get them to behave and get in place. I'm not trying to leave the house with these little bitty flares. I'm about to do something real, right? And so once you've done that, you want to check your glue. It looks a little wet to me still, so I'm just gonna let it sit a little bit more, and we're gonna just keep going on the face. We're gonna be defining the contour today with Fenty Beauty Cocoa Naughty. Same brush I used to contour before with the cream. I'm going in over the powder, and this is actually a bronzer, not a contour powder, but it does amazing for contouring. So we're gonna go in over where we placed that cream with the Cocoa Naughty powder. And I just love a good circle, soft motion. I feel like this is my way of ensuring that I don't apply too much product and I can just go over it as many times as I want. We also want to get under the jawline. Why the jawline? Because literally just look what just happened to my face. I did the left, not the right. 2 pounds. Plus 2 pounds, minus 2 pounds. And so you just want to go right. See, I'm going to show you at the same time. Just look at that. Double chin be gone. You just want to brush like right underneath the jawline just to give more definition to the face. We're going to leave this out because you know what? I'm going to double back because that's what I do. We're going to be using just a simple eyelash applicator, nothing fancy, and we are about to get these lashes on our eye. Remember I said we're using the line of the eyeliner as a trace, as a place where we want to place the eyelash. Funny story, I saw a meme on Instagram that said girls that are crazy apply their lashes with their fingers, and girls that are not crazy apply with a tool. I guess I'm half crazy, half not crazy. I'll take that. So my first placement of the eyelash, I'm going to actually place the eyelash on the eyeliner with my fingers. I'm going to center it right where it needs to be. And because the glue has dried, you can literally put it on there, and I hear people say all the time, when I put the eyelash on, it was sliding, it was moving, it didn't stay in place. They tell me all this stuff, right? And then here's where the tool comes in place for me. I use the tool to make sure once I open my eyes that the lash is exactly where I wanted it to be. And I actually like my lashes to like sit up just a little bit and not droop down. So I kind of use this to just like sit them up. We're gonna take the other lash. No. Y'all, my toddler is doing a work today. But this is what happens when you're getting ready to go somewhere and you're doing real life. The toddler is coming in, okay? They're not giving you much space. Once again, we're just going to take that eyelash, use that eyeliner as a trace for where you want it to be, and then we're going to take our tool and just make sure that it is exactly where we want it to be. placed in the rightful places. Just let them draw down. So once I get the lash on, I actually go, if you're like me and you have watery eyes, which is why I can't get individuals, I literally tear up the entire time the person is like trying to do my lashes, y'all. It's like, it's funny, but to the person who's doing them, it's not funny. So just so I can stop offending people, I stopped trying to go. They're absolutely gorgeous to me though, but I just can't do it. I go back with my gel liner and I line the inside of my eye right at the top, just to make sure that where the lash starts is clearly defined and it's not looking all spotty. Then we are going to go in with a little blush. I'm going to use 2 different shades of blush today. I'm actually going to use Santa Fe by Sacha Cosmetics. And I am also going to be using Peach Oh Peach by MAC. It's one of my favorite like everyday go-tos. And every time I try to shy away from it, I end up pulling it back out. So I just kind of decided I'm going to just use it all the time. Like nobody can judge how many blushes I use, so I'm just gonna use it all the time. I'm gonna go in with my MAC blush brush, and you guys, I have had this for so long. Let's see if I can get a number for you. It is the it looks like 116. Don't quote me. The first application will be the Sacha Cosmetics in Santa Fe, and we are gonna lightly dust on the cheekbone on both sides. Make sure we get enough color. And then we're gonna go right on top of that with the Peach Oh Peach. Just lightly place it right on top. Isn't that so nice? And remember I told you that I was gonna double back. Coco Naughty, here we come. We're gonna go just right into the tip of the face again. And then as you guys continue to follow me, you're gonna know like I'm not like a super dramatic lip. I will wear red every once in a while, but for the most part I kind of keep it neutral. So I'm gonna take this Sephora lip stain. I honestly don't know what color it is, you guys, because I've had it for a little while and the color came off. But let me describe. So it is a lip stain, I did say that. It's a cream lip stain. It's a little brownish, purplish. I hope that points you in the right direction. And then I'm gonna go inside with Baby Doll Lip Gloss by Simply Flawless Cosmetics. Right in the middle. Yeah, that's pretty much how I wear my lips all the time. I'm pretty consistent. Once that is done, we want to powder the entire face. And so I'm going to be using, it's actually a pressed powder foundation by Black Opal. It's True Color. I don't know the shade. Sue me, sorry. But I'm going to be using my shade, let's just call it that, in the Black Opal foundation pressed powder. And I actually use this to set my entire face. I'm going to be going in with a super fluffy powder brush by MAC. If you want to know the number, let's see if I can find it. This is the 150. I've also had this brush since college. So if you are ever in MAC and you're like, I am not paying $28 for a brush. It's not 28 years later, but it's almost 28 years later. I started college at 16. You do the math. I said I'm 37. I've had this brush that long. It is beautiful. You see it? It's full. Only a few hair sheddings over the years. It must get protein treatments or something. I don't know. But I'm going to use this to literally set the entire face. I'm going to go over the entire face with powder. Making sure I lock everything in. You guys, I don't know if you can hear it, but my stomach is growling. I'm doing intermittent fasting, and I have literally now been fasting for, let's see, it is the evening time, so I have not eaten since yesterday at 10 p.m. yeah. And I can't eat until tomorrow at 6 a.m. The things we do to be snatched, Lord. Okay, so once you have that done, everything is set in place. I like to double check just to make sure I have enough of everything on. And I do feel like I want more peach oh peach. Double back. No one can judge you if you double back, you guys. It's your business. Like, it's literally your business. I do like to highlight the tip of my nose, so I'm going to go in with my Nars Blush Duo. And I'll tell you what shade it is. This Nars Blush Duo has Hot Sand and Orgasm. So I'm going to be putting a little bit of the Orgasm on the tip of my nose. Using my little highlighter brush. Just because I like that. I feel like that make everything better. And I'm going to put a little bit above my brow bone. Because I like that too. When the light hit me, I just want to shine. I want to shine. Not shine, but I want to glow. I want to glow. Okay. Because I don't want to shine. And once you've checked everything out, and it's looking how you want to be looking, the last step, now listen, I'm about to bless your whole life. Raise your hand. Yes, I said raise your hand. Raise your hand if you have been buying $28, $22, $30 setting sprays because you believe that if you get this setting spray, your makeup is gonna last all day and it's never gonna like come off your face. I did that. I've been there. And you guys, I'm about to change your life. One day, I was going to church and I had ran out of setting spray. And I was like, I'm gonna have to go to CVS and find something that just can last me for today. And just, I'll get something when the store's open on Monday. I went inside of CVS and I purchased this Milani. See, that's CVS secret. You see, I'm telling the truth. No lies here on this channel. We keeping it all real. Milani Make It Last Matte Finishing 16-Hour Wear Matte Charcoal Setting Spray. This is like my third or fourth bottle of this. I have not stopped buying it since then. When I tell you 16 hours, it goes beyond that. I can use this spray and wake up the next day, no judgment, with this makeup on, and it still be amazing. It is absolutely mattifying, but not to the point of like dryness and creased makeup. But it is like the bomb. And then ask me how much it costs. Depending on the location, it may be $10, but man, if you catch a sale, you got a coupon, you're talking about $7. Like, and I'm telling y'all, don't you spend another $28 on a setting spray. I'm trying to change your life. I'm trying to add to your finances. I'm here to add to your life, not subtract from it. And so we're gonna spray this all over and let that set in. Why do people do this? This is not doing nothing. We're gonna just do this because it looks fun, right? We're gonna let that lock in. And you guys, I think we have a look. What do y'all think? So I hope you guys totally enjoyed today's tutorial and that you learned something that you would like to try. Leave comments below in the comment section if you have any questions about any techniques or any tools that were used or any products that were displayed on today's video. I am super excited to be sharing and, like I said, living life with you. So I hope you like it, share it, comment, and be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right there. It's just Sheba. It's just me being me, and I just want to live life with you. Toodles. Bye, boo.